Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Sometimes we just keep trying and trying and trying and forcing. And I want to let you know that force is not the answer. Trying harder is not the answer. Yes, a person needs persistence. You want to have a goal that you're going after. But when you look around at how you live your everyday life, does it seem like you're trapped in a prison in your own mind? That you're doing things and forcing things the way you think they have to happen? Are you allowing the universe to do some of the heavy lifting for you? Are you allowing some things to just be easy? It can be just all about our perception of what we should be doing, supposed to be doing, have to be doing. And sometimes we really get stuck in a rut. Bob Proctor loved this story that Price Pritchett used to tell. And Price Pritchett was a very good author. I'm going to read this little story. He calls it a true story. Just sit back and listen to this. I'm sitting in a quiet room at the Millcroft Inn, a peaceful little place hidden back among the pine trees about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life's energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder, but it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. This fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks. With only a fraction of the effort now being wasted, it could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different. How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Can't you just see that? You just picture it in your mind. And our minds are so marvelous, we can picture whatever we want. And as we focus on it, we get clear in our mind what that looks like. Unfortunately, for most people, we live the same day after day after day. We keep trying harder to get ahead, to get a promotion at work, to make more money, to try and survive when the economy goes crazy. And we just keep trying harder and harder and harder. I know that's what I did. I stayed in a job. I had a wonderful career, but for 39 years, it got to the point that I wasn't happy. I was doing it for the paycheck. I was forcing myself to go in over and over and over, trying harder and harder, hoping and wishing and praying that things would change. And I didn't know that nothing would change for the better until I changed for the better. Forcing myself to go somewhere that I had outgrown wasn't the way to freedom. In fact, when I started to think I could do this for 6 more years, day in and day out, forcing myself to go somewhere that I didn't want to be anymore, doing things I didn't want to do anymore, to collect a paycheck, I started to feel uncomfortable. I started to feel sick. I started to feel that the universe was giving me impulses, pushing me to look at something different. And of course, I was a loyal employee and I'm going for 45 years. I'm going and felt like I'm going to do this until the day I die. When I really stopped to think, do I really want to do this till the day I die? I started to think, oh my goodness, what I was forcing myself to do was actually going to speed up my path to death. I was meant for more. There was something else I was meant to do. I started studying really in depth myself, the laws of the universe, Bob Proctor's material, started to think into the results that I wanted. And that took a while because I was loyal, responsible, hardworking. I wasn't going to be talked into just leaving something that I knew. So it took me a while. It took me a lot of soul searching and beating myself up before I could actually get to the point of thinking, what would it be like not to be retired and sit around doing nothing, but what would it mean if I actually did what I wanted to do? I would watch speakers come in and give motivational talks, and they were so confident, and they would talk about changing your life, and it would sound so wonderful. And I would take their ideas and go back to work, but I felt like I never had the time to implement it. I was just kept working harder and harder and harder until one day I woke up. Why couldn't I do that? I love teaching. I love knowing material confidently, helping other people. I love helping people get what they want. And where I was restricted by rules and regulations and bylaws and legislation and government and the restrictions of the quantity of work that needed to be done. And for me, it didn't feel good anymore. I felt like there was more to life. I just didn't know what that looked like. I kept studying. I kept hearing Bob Proctor say, you can improve every aspect of your life until your entire life is an open and obvious expression of your own inner beauty and limitless potential. Happiness, health, and prosperity are normal and natural states for you to experience. You don't have to keep banging your head on the wall like the fly against the window pane. Turn around, the door is open. What's holding you back? You're not chained to that desk, although it felt like it. But the shackles were in my own imagination. Why couldn't I try something outrageous, leave a good government job and do something that I really wanted to do? So, of course, the idea was a wonderful idea. And then the paradigm hit, the terror barrier hit, feeling like, well, I couldn't do that. If I want to be a teacher, I have to go to university and study for years just to get a certificate. And then I would be starting in the education system, and I would be too old to start teaching in the education system. And I didn't agree with everything they were teaching because I knew they weren't teaching people to use their potential. They were just teaching people to memorize information long enough to write an exam to pass to the next grade. There is so much more to you. There's so much more to me. There's so much more to life. And we're just not taught about this powerful energy that is constantly available to us. When you tap into that beautiful energy and think about what you truly desire, when you get quiet, even for just 5 minutes, could you sit still for 5 minutes and stare at a dot on the wall or a candle flame? Just be one with the dot. Just be one with the candle flame. I know if this is new to you, it probably sounds kind of stupid, but just sit still. Not checking your phone, not worrying about what sounds are outside the room. Just close your eyes and sit still and think about, what would you love to do? What would you love if you were waking up to do something on purpose today? What kind of work would you be doing? What brings you joy? What are you so good at that if you used your skill and ability and a talent to make something, to design something, to create something, or to teach something, what would that mean to you? What would that feel like to help other people with what you know already and be well paid for it? How many people would you be serving? How would your idea change the world? When you do what you love, life is easy, work is effortless. Time passes and you have no idea how long you've been doing something because you're so engrossed in it. You're so completely preoccupied with what you're doing, with what you love, that nothing else matters. And you feel what it would be like. What is that work that is meant for you, that you love so much you would do it for free? You might think it's a hobby. You might think you couldn't make money doing it. There's so many occupations today, October 25th, 2024, that weren't even thought of 5 years ago. 20 years ago, it was an absurdity. But not long ago, it was a fantasy in someone's mind. And now people are virtual assistants. People are designing 3D images and making them into reality. Printing 3D images. That would have seemed like a ridiculous impossibility not that long ago. What would you be doing if you weren't handcuffed in your mind to what you think you have to be doing? Are you doing what you love? Do you have the time and money freedom to spend your day working at work that you love and having fun? Making sure you have some restorative leisure time? Time to pray, time to meditate, time to exercise, time to take care of your beautiful body. Your body is the instrument of your mind. It does whatever your mind tells it to do. What would you be doing today? The beautiful truth is you are capable of doing whatever you would love to do. It's time that you begin to tap into that beautiful truth. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. You are a spiritual being. And as such, you have potential without limitation. You can improve every aspect of your life until your entire life is an open and obvious expression of your own inner beauty and limitless potential. Happiness, health, and prosperity are normal and natural states for you to experience. Those words still ring true in my mind, what Bob Proctor said years ago. It is a normal and natural state. The homeostasis of your being is health, happiness, and prosperity. If you're not experiencing all that when you open your eyes and experience your current reality, you want to practice this more and more often, getting still, imagining in your mind what it is that you really want to be, and start to become that. The only thing that stands between you and all the good that life can offer is a sound belief system that is in harmony with the laws of the universe. How do you develop your own personal belief system? That is the most important mental responsibility that you have been given. Take some time to really think about what you love, what you would be doing if you could choose how you spend your day. How would you be earning an income, and what kind of lifestyle would you love? Start to write down what it is that you enjoy. Write down, you might start by, I am so happy and grateful now that, or if that doesn't resonate with you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy that this is my life. Get excited about it. If you believe it's true that what you hold in your mind, you can hold in your hand, what do you want? What do you want to bring into your physical reality? Start thinking about that. Start practicing it in your mind. Start pretending in your mind what it would feel like. Wouldn't it be nice to jump out of bed joyfully, knowing what the day ahead is going to bring? You love your work so much, you're excited about it. And at the end of the workday, which has gone by so quickly because it's so fun and effortless and easy and purposeful, now you're spending time with your loved ones. You're enjoying your leisure. You're planning the trip that you want to take. You're relaxing in your dream home. Or you're making plans for spending time in nature. What is it that you truly desire? Everyone's mind, everyone's preferences are different. So get it clear in your mind. You don't have to have what other people have. You don't have to want what society wants. You don't have to do what people tell you is great for them. What's different about you? What would you do or be or have? No limits. Write it down. All the little things like regular massages, going for walks, time in your day to write your goal and practice thinking about it, feeling into it, thinking from the wish fulfilled. Who am I now that I'm living that life? doing what I really want. One key thing when you're writing it out is to put it in the present tense, not overcoming past obstacles, not so far in the future that it seems like, oh, someday, maybe one day that might happen. But write it out as if it's happening now. You're diarizing it as you've already spent the day doing this, and this is what it was. This is what it looked like. This is how I felt. Just like the fly, what would it be like to just turn around and 10 seconds of flying time reach the outside world that you seek? Open the door and walk through it. Pretend you're in an unlimited gold store and you get to choose whatever you want. What would that be? Instead of staking your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever and maybe killing your chances for success, take a look at your list. What did you write? Now, in looking at it from a logical standpoint, you're going to think, oh, that'll never happen, or that's going to take forever, or that's great for some people, but I don't know how to do that. Get those thoughts out of your mind. Don't worry about the how. Write down what it is that you truly desire. Spend a few minutes feeling how that's going to be. What is it to truly feel that? And then release it to the universe. Let go of the how. The magical thing is, when you practice doing this, visualizing it, feeling as if you're already there, the universal energy starts moving things around and delivers it to you. You don't have to work harder. You have to be open to receiving, feeling the divine loving energy working everything out for you. Everything happens for your greater good. Don't pinch off that divine energy. Allow it to clear the way for you for what you truly desire. It's easy, it's just something that we haven't been taught. Be it in your mind, feel connected to it in your heart, and then follow your impulses, follow that intuition. Don't hold yourself stuck. Allow your intuition, your greater, higher self, the God within you, to direct you to the next step and the next step so that you can be living the life you desire. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Create a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you back here Monday morning at 7. Thank you.